Here's the next soundboard to be recrowned. This is a 1881 Steinway A1. Nice little piano. Nice wood. We think it has some sort of finish or something on there that's making it a lot darker than it actually is. So it should lighten up. It's okay if it stays this dark though. It's totally fine. Here we have the molding strip. The owner took this off already. They used hot water with rags and soaked it in there, and eventually it came off. We have the bridges. The bridges look good. None of the pins are squashed over to the side. There's just a few hairline cracks in these here and there. Those are not a big deal. This board has had some repairs over the years. There's shims here and there. It has these plugs. I think there's 10 of these plugs. There's 3 more over here. Hopefully these are just dowels with caps on the top and not screws with caps. Dowels would make it easier. Or maybe screws would. We could just unscrew them. But we'll check those out later. We got shims here. Old shim repairs, crack repairs. This molding was taken out already by the owner, and this cap that goes here. I believe the entire belly rail is unglued also. They were really going at it. They did a good job. They didn't damage anything. That's good. We got a head start. Next thing I can do is pull out the chronometer and we can see just how flat this board is. Here's the chronometer. We push all these sticks up against the board and we can see just how flat it is. Very flat. That should have a nice arc to it. Yep. Onto here. Quickie.
Everybody should have one of these when they go look at a piano. Tell you, you go walking into a rebuilder's shop with one of these, they ain't gonna like you. Unless they got nothing to hide. Oh jeez, it's the other way.
Negative.
Yep. Inverted crown. What's this? It's an A1. I don't know what the serial number is, I forgot. It's pretty low. 1880s somewhere.
81.
81, I guess. Huh.
Okay, we jumped ahead and unglued the whole soundboard. And it's ready to pull out. Here's a loose piece. First piece. This corner can stay there. And hopefully I can easily pull this whole thing out. There we go. 1881 soundboard. There's a name right here. Those are cool to see. The next step is to take the ribs off now, and the buttons.
Oh yeah, somebody tried to take this out. Look what they did here. Oh my God. This is bad. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody tried to take this soundboard out of here. I didn't see this until now. Oh my, oh my. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is it's gonna take some doing here to repair this. Right, oh. Other than that, not too bad. We got some damage everywhere here on the side here. Chunks taken out, etc. I don't know why the soundboard is such a dark color. It's very dirty for one. Well, anyways, here we have it.
Here's the inside of the case. Very dirty. This will all be cleaned. Now's a good time to go after the glue and all the little bits of wood here. Clean these out good. Clean out all this glue while it's fresh. There's some bubbled up veneer on the edges here. This might be from when the person tried to take the soundboard out. We probably didn't help it taking the board out. That will go back. Here's some of the soundboard chips. That was all chewed up. All of this. That piece over there is, that'll glue back part of the rim. So this will be cleaned soon and all the glue will be removed and we will come back. One more look at the bottom of the board here. First thing that comes off are these buttons. I think two of these square ones are actually loose. You can see, maybe not, but that does move. Barely moves. Sometimes these are impossible to take off without damaging them. Like this one, you can see the screw head is below the surface of the wood. If I unscrew that screw, there's a good chance this button will chip. So I'll do my best to not chip them. These should come off quick, and once the buttons are off I can go after the ribs next. Here's all the buttons. Came off in minutes. I think only one got damaged. It might be able to go back. I think this one. We can tell. It's hard to tell, but the screw chewed up a little bit when it was coming out of the button. We can probably go back. We have oodles of these though, from other pianos of similar age. Nice square buttons. And here is the first rib. Fresh off the piano board. Flat rib. Looks like it might even go the other way. We'll let that dry out and continue taking the other ribs off. So we're taking the ribs off and we ran into these screws. So these have to come out under these plugs. There's a screw under each one. Not too difficult to take out. Let's see, got a drill bit.
I'm not sure, but I think they still do this in some places in the country here. I'm not sure. This was the old way. Well, the old way. Back when I was starting, 1975 or so. This is the way I seen them do it in Boston. I don't think we ever did this. It's a very Very poor way to fix a soundboard rattle. So much damage down here. All I had to do was put a little glue on each side of these things and glue the rib back. But now we gotta do this. Sounds like they actually used hide glue in there. That's how long ago this was done. Well, let's see, 1968 we found a date that this was done. They put a new pin block in this piano, and I imagine this looks like 1968. So this is what has to be done now before the ribs come off.
Here's the last of them. Flathead slotted screws, not Phillips. They seem to be actual wood screws too. So it was probably done a long time ago. The piano was refinished in the 70s, I was told. So maybe this is when they did that. Or 68. Here's all the ribs. 11 ribs taken off. Some of these are damaged. They will need to be repaired. A little bit here. For this one, the whole tip is missing. A little bit will need to be added there. We're going to let these dry out for a little while and strip them later. See, they seem to have been flat. Some of them seem to go the other way. Some of them curve to the left or right. And that one seems pretty straight. One of these looks very curved. This one, it's like a banana. Look at that. Curves to the right. There's two like that in this piano. We can straighten those out. I don't think they're supposed to be like that. And here we have the board. It's not too pretty. This piece is definitely going to come apart. This crack will just break right off. It's only held on by a little bit of wood here. There's the old repairs, those holes. You can see the shape of the bridge. The bridge is still on. This will definitely come off too. This big crack, that was a big shim. They repaired it with the screws. The edges on this piano are quite chewed up here and there. This over here especially, that one needs to be repaired. We lost too much of the glue joint. So the next step is to flip this over and take off the bridge. Try just flexing it around, see if it just breaks off.
Caught here. It's got to be unglued. this clamp here like this and run the crack all the way down. Let's see. Do that sometimes, like so. It's pretty stubborn.
Sounds pretty strong. You should unglue it. Okay, here's the base section. This will probably just come right off, hopefully. Probably unglue that little sliver and glue it back to this main piece. I don't want to take off too much wood.
It's a pretty thick soundboard, huh?
There we go. That's the old repair. There's a bunch of shims there. One more look at the base bridge. This board is very flimsy now. There's no ribs on it, no supports. There was a big crack here where this shim is. The whole thing kind of flexes around. So we'll take bridges off. That should go quick, and then we'll come back. Here's the base bridge, freshly unglued. Nice job. We lost a little bit here. Might be able to put that piece back here. That's okay. That's better than using a chisel. That can go right back when the time comes. 1881 bridge. No signatures. Sometimes there's names and dates under these on the glue joints. This board's falling apart, you can see. And now for the long bridge. Here are parts of the board, stripping the finish off. Usually the finish comes right off. We have had ones where the finish doesn't come off. It's looking a lot lighter now. Original ribs too, we strip those.
My, oh my.
Here are those pieces, thoroughly cleaned. I'm not sure what these dark marks are. They seem to be very clean. That might be in the wood. We can get those out. But they're very yellow now. They were reddish brown before. They had something on there darkening it. The board will clean up nice. Here we have the ribs. We're not sure what kind of wood this is. We have a wood book that we can look at to determine what type of wood this is. I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know, honey pine, some type of spruce. Yeah, these ribs are going to need some repair. They're all chewed up. That one's completely missing. I'll put a tip on there. Some on that one. Quite a few of these need some repairs. But at least we have them. It's hard to fix when you don't have them. Nice wood. The other parts are coming out soon. And that's it. Here's the long bridge. Nice and unglued. Very good. We saved, I believe, every piece. Nothing is damaged. Some glue left. That'll be cleaned off. The end is intact. Sometimes these separate and spread apart. That looks good. Flip this over. Don't scratch everything with the pins. Very nice. We'll set that bridge aside, work on it later. Now we can work on this big floppy panel. Take this apart, add in our spacers. Strip it first though. Clean it up like the other pieces. See the other side maybe. Might be dangerous with one hand. I might want to break this in half. So we'll come back to this. Let's take a closer look at these shims here. These are usually where we decide to separate the board, or on original joints. This is a very long shim, this crack. And it meets up with a factory plank to plank shim there. So we could probably continue this, cut into this fresh wood, make a nice straight line, cut out all these shims, make nice edges, put in our spacer there, and that will be a very good repair. I don't know what to do with these holes. I haven't decided yet. To get rid of those, we might need to take a lot of wood out to add in a spacer. We could do that, or maybe just plugs like they had. Those are okay. This one in the middle too. We're going to take a look at all these old shims here. Over here is very good. There's nothing wrong there. Nice wood. No shims, no cracks. So that can stay like that. It's just back here that will need some attention later. Okay, I just separated this joint here. This panel is ready for stripping now. We have big slivers here. This is where some shims were added by a previous person. Here's the tip of one. That's a shim. This is original wood, I believe. Looks like it. This is a shim. This piece. Still stuck in there. You can see it ends right there. Take that out. Take this big one out too. It's already open. But that's good. This was a joint. See a nice flat edge. So this is ready to be stripped. And this section can probably stay together, maybe be separated on this joint. There's a big shim there, ugly shim. This is all good wood. That could be separated though, and we can add in our spacers to expand this soundboard. But first it needs to be stripped.